Hi, welcome back to Mr. America Hart. I'm John Hart, and today I'm going to share with you the most common question that I hear down in the comments section. In all of my videos, I have several hundred videos going at this point, and by far and away, most of you guys have heard that I'm into high-intensity training. I've been that way for most of my adult life, and that I am a single-set trainee. And I've taught that as well for decades. I've trained clients that way for decades. All of them? No, but the vast majority of them. So that being the case, the most common question that I get is, how many exercises per body part? And while I do direct almost everybody to my book, Physique 101, covers all of those details. That's one of my books. I've written 3 of them, but Physique 101 covers all the details, and you can see that right here. Get the download to get not just how many exercises per body part, but even beyond that. And in this video, I'm going to cover blam, 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 body part per body part, all the exercises that I would recommend. How many per body part? So here we go. I'm going to go from the top down, okay? Chest. Now this is a general, all of them are general numbers of exercises that I would do per body part. This is up to the individual how they would alter some of the things for their personal needs. And I will go over that as well as I'm going over this, how I adopted some of that for my own needs, okay? And how you can too. Chest. 2 exercises for chest. 2. Hardcore, intense, 1 for the lower mid chest, 1 for the upper chest. Simple enough, right? You need to have 1 for each. Do a press or do a fly. Do a fly to a press if you want to combine them both in a pre-exhaust fashion. 2 for chest. Shoulders. Shoulders, because we want to take advantage of both the anterior raising portion of the shoulder, the lateral or medial head of the delt, and then the posterior or the rear that pulls it back at a higher angle like that. We can do 1, 2, I count 3. So I do 3 for shoulders. Back. Back is a very complex creation. God did a great number on us with that one and gave us great ability with our back muscles in many different directions. I'm reminded of Dorian Yates because out of all the body parts that he trained, Dorian Yates was 6-time Mr. Olympia, famous for his back development. It was the one body part that he trained with the most exercises for various reasons. And I'll just rip them out real quick. A vertical pull up or pull down, chin up or a pull down is appropriate, where you're coming from straight up to down. A rowing motion, that's 1, 2. A lower back motion, deadlift or hyperextension or lower back machine, if you will, but a lower back exercise or one that's aimed at strengthening the lower back, I should say. I know some of y'all don't consider deadlift to be a lower back exercise because it's using so many other body parts, and the lower back is in a static contraction for most of that movement. So that's 1, 2, 3. I count 3 right there. Optional, we might call it 4 if you want to throw in a trap exercise or a mid-trap exercise, a specific one targeted for that. Your choice. So 3 to 4. Again, that's the individual, you see. Dorian, Mr. Olympia, he reckoned that he needed more than that to work even finer muscles across his back. He ended up doing 5 exercises for his back in a back workout. Amazing and a little bit exhausting if you're going to do high intensity with a lot of weight as well. So I'm going 3 to 4. And so now we've covered chest, shoulders, back, biceps. 1 for biceps. The function of your biceps is pretty simple. Okay, it's either to flex the elbow or supinate your hand. If we can pick an exercise that does both, like a good dumbbell curl, at an angle that you do feel your bicep. And I'll refer you to a video down below. I'll leave a link down below to some good tips that I gave on how to take advantage of both in one single exercise, one bicep exercise. It'll be right down below. You can watch that video. And yeah, one bicep exercise. Triceps. 2. We want to take advantage with the triceps of having 2 different elbow angles. One being maybe down at your side or slightly elevated. So what they call skull crushers or a lying tricep extension. Arms down your side, you can do a push down, or a close grip bench and an overhead tricep extension with either a cable, dumbbell, or an easy curl bar or barbell. So 2 for triceps. Along the lines right there, I would include for forearm development as well as the brachialis underneath the bicep, I would do a hammer curl. Okay, so that, if you want to count that as an extra bicep exercise, that's fine. I count that as part of my forearm work. So really with forearms, I do 2. I would do a hammer curl and also a wrist curl of some sort. So 2 for forearms. And then we're moving down to the abs. Okay, abdominals. In the course of a given workout, 1 or none. If there's a lot of core work involved, meaning if you squatted that workout or if you deadlifted that workout, bent over rows on top of that, any one of those combinations, okay? Free weight-ish type exercises that do use your upper and lower body in combination with big weights. You just trained your core, your abdomen, quite hard. If you did chin-ups with an undergrip like this, you did negative chin-ups, especially where you have a weight strapped around your waist. That could be negative chin-ups or even regular style where you keep your legs up in front of you. As you stretch down, it's going to be an intense abdominal exercise right there too. So 1 abdominal exercise if you don't do one of those exercises I just mentioned within that workout, okay? And then we're down to the lower body now, right? So for calves, in any given workout, 1 calf exercise. 1. Let me change that. I'd add a second one because I would do tibia raises as well for the front of the shin. So you could either do a standing calf raise and tibia raises with a tibia bar, a tib bar. I'll put a link down below where you can find yourself a good tib bar. And then maybe the next calf workout you do, you could do seated calf raises with, again, the tib bar for your tibias in the front. It's probably the least direct trained muscle that people have in their bodies who train in the gym. They give it next to 0 attention, the tibia. Plenty of attention to the back of the calf, 0 attention to the front of the calf. So for strength purposes, ankle strength and durability and mobility and flexibility, I stick with both. 1 for the front, 1 for the back in one workout. So that would be 2 calf exercises. And then we're on to the thigh area in general. Okay, so this is where it gets a little bit more complex. And you need to customize this one for yourself in general, okay? In general, generally speaking, when we're talking about thighs, that includes the quad and the hamstring, how many exercises? If I'm training somebody else, I'm going to come up with 3. If I'm training me personally, I'm going to come up with 2. So that's the way I've done it myself. Again, this is highly individual. For the individual, my thighs were always a strong point on my body. I made them stronger and bigger the more I trained them. So at one point, I wasn't interested in that anymore, and I wanted them to be more balanced to the rest of my physique. So I cut it down to just 1 exercise for my quads, 1 for my hamstrings within 1 workout. At times, I would increase it to 2 hamstring workout exercises. So it would be 1 for the quads, 2 for the hamstrings. And that would be a squat or occasionally a leg press or occasionally, no, that would be it. 1 or the other for the quads. And this is for the vast majority of my bodybuilding career. And then the hamstrings, it would be 2. It would be taking advantage of the hip extension motion. That would either be a stiff-legged deadlift, which nowadays are called RDLs, and or the reverse hyperextension for hamstrings, and or simple leg curls of any type. Seated leg curls are the best in my opinion. So I would choose 2 of the hamstring, 1 for the quad, and go. And that would be it. Now, when I say I'm training somebody else, I'm going to give them 3. What do I mean? For the most part, it'll be more of an emphasis on the quad with a squatting motion of some sort. And it does develop their quads, their adductors, their glutes, their hamstrings to a great degree. And I'm going to go ahead and do a good squatting motion. I may go ahead and compound that by adding an isolation exercise for them, a leg extension, so that they can actually concentrate on the firing of the quads. And then lastly, a hamstring curl or a single one of those hip abduction exercises that I mentioned. So 3 in total, okay? I hope I explained all of that well enough for you. So I just covered the entire body. So again, the answers for all of body parts, how many sets per, or how many exercises per body part. That is by far and away the most common question that I get in the comments section of all of my videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Before you go, please, off to my left, you're going to see this disc pop up right about now. That disc right there. Yep, that disc. That is the subscribe button for my channel. Please give that thing a tap. YouTube will notify you when I pop up any new videos. Down below and off to your left, you're going to see a big thumbs up button. Well, it's not so big. It's not as big as my thumb right here, but it's down there. If you tap it, it's going to turn blue. That just lets YouTube know how much you're liking my videos. I appreciate that very much because it's good for the algorithm. It generates a little bit more interest in my videos over YouTube land. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again.